All right. Number 8. Number 9. Wow. I'm moving so fast. Hope I still have time. Are you sure? Okay. Chunking technique. Chunking. Don't worry. The media team will help you. It will be on the screen. I know you don't know how that is spelled. Welcome to school. Chunking technique. Chunking technique simply says break larger tasks into smaller, manageable chunks and focus on completing these small sections one at a time. So you have looked at the task. Oh boy, the thing is massive. When will I finish it today? The chunking technique simply says break it into pieces. Break it into pieces. The meat is so big. When will I finish eating it? Be eating it face by face. Start by eating the leg. From the leg, eat the neck, eat the head. Don't carry the whole elephant and put it in your mouth at once to eat. Eat it face by face. So break the big tasks. They say I must finish all these classes. Let me use a teacher for example. I must finish all my marking today. Good. And I have 4 classes to mark. When you keep, the problem with some of you is you fold your arms, sit down and keep looking at how big the work is. That is why you rarely achieve it. Say, hey, how will I manage to sew these 4 clothes today? Start with 1. At least start by sewing the boxer or the pants. And encourage yourself that you have finished 1. As for the marking, pick 1 class first. And as for the 1 class, divide it into 3. And say, I will mark this one. Then you can celebrate yourself. Take a short rest. Pick the next one. You see, you have broken the large tasks into little chunks or pieces, right? This helps. It helps by making you less exhausted, because you will not be overwhelmed by so doing. Okay. Number 10. Oh, I love this one. Number 10 is the Pareto principle. Pareto principle of time management. I just hope that some of you are taking what we are doing here seriously. Because one day you will have to pay heavy money to learn it. We go to banks to teach them these things, how to manage their time. Top executives buy courses on this thing. That's why I don't like free things, because they rarely take it serious. Very soon, I will no more teach it free, even in church. God bless you. Even in church. Not because the money is needed, but so that you will receive sense, and you will only you will take full advantage of it, because most times it is only what your money is in that you are serious with. But for now, enjoy. Free. Okay, now Pareto principle focuses on 20% of tasks that yields 80% results. I love this one. If you check all your tasks that you do every day, it is 20% of them that gives you 80% of the results you have. When I analyzed my work schedule, I realized this is true for me. All the tasks I do for the day, the result I have is produced by 20% of them. So what this simply means is focus on that 20%. Pareto principle works in everything, even in leadership. 80% of the results we have in leadership is produced by 20% of the workers. 80% of your income is produced from 20% of certain things you, of every 20% of all the things you do is 20%. In church, when we are teaching church leaders, we also tell them this, that 80% of church funds is donated by 20% of the members. 80% of the results we have in this church is produced by 20% of the workforce. So the Pareto principle says identify that 20% workforce and give them attention. That's leadership. So Pareto principle works all around. That's why I started by saying I love it so much. It's a principle we use all the time. You check all the money you get. It comes from 20%. There are these 20% of all the things you do that produces it. So among all your friends, it is 20% of them that produce 80% of the enjoyment you have of friendship. The friendship you enjoy is 20% of them. But you have the menu. So Pareto says, identify these 20%. 20% of the people in your life produce 80% of the results you see. It's 20. It works all the time. Even in this place, it works that way. So most times in leadership, we say find out those 20% and invest into them. Find out who are the 20% of the people in this place that are producing 80% of the results we have. Those are the people we give attention to. Sounds crazy. But even in prayer, it is advised you give 80% attention of your prayer to those 20%. Yes. You don't understand it, right? 20% of the leaders in the organization produce 80% of the results. So try and give 80% of your attention to those 20%. So when I'm praying, I give 20% general prayer. But there are 80% of my attention and prayer is given to those 20% because I need them doing well to contribute more. Are you getting me? It is this 20% that I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear that fly touch their body. It is this 20% that can make the leader get up from his seat. It is this 20% that the leader is most concerned. You see, this is deep leadership secret actually. But if you are learning time management, I think it's because you want to be at the top, so you should learn it. Pareto principle. It's a powerful principle that when you understand, you will know those to give attention to in your life. They are 20%. It is not just someone just shows up. Where? You see, that's where some people miss it. Someone just shows up from somewhere, just came. You know, I used to do that before, thinking I'm being good. And some pastors actually miss it. You know, we feel that when people come, we should try and give them more attention to encourage them to stay. And then some of the inner circle people that are really involved are being neglected. Forgetting that by the time those people lose grip, and when headache worry any of those people, it worries the whole body. Hope you know that in every organization, there are actually people that hold the organization in place. Yes, so you give those people attention. Not someone just shows up new from somewhere and say, okay, can we let this person be happy? The 20% are not happy. And the man does not care. Maybe because he feels like they are always there. It's wrong. It's wrong. I used to be there. But when you understand it, it's called the 20-80 rule. Okay, the 80-20 rule. That's the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. 20% contribute 80%. 80% is supplied by 20%. So give 80% attention to this 20%. Get that? Check all your products. 80% of your income. 80% of the income you have is produced by 20% of all your products. This is now in the organizational aspect. You sell many, go to your shop. Check all the things in the shop. You will realize that it is 20% of the goods there that is producing 80% of your money. The rest are just there. So Pareto says, find out those 80%, those 20% goods. Give more attention to it. You do more of what is working. All right. I want to believe you understand that, right? Huh? Number what now? 11. We are moving so fast. To God be the glory. Great things he has done. Don't play keyboard. Time tracking. Time tracking. Track how you spend your time. This one says you should track how you spend your time to identify patterns, inefficiencies, or areas for improvement. It's a technique too. This one keeps you in check. You try to track, what do I spend my time on? So you come out at a point, you try to do a cross-examination. How did I spend my time today? I think I wasted too much time in so-and-so's place. I think the time I spent on that call is too long. Some of you don't know. You should learn when to tell some people, please, can we talk later? Have you received those 1-hour calls before? The person just got free MTN credits and decided to use it and waste your day. You see, those are people that don't have brain. Someone calls you for 1 hour, gisting. You should schedule the call. I would like to speak with you for 1 hour. Okay, can we do that tomorrow? Hey, sorry, the free credit will end by 6 p.m. today. No, don't worry. I will not be available. Look for another person to use the free credit on. If the thing is very important, the person will buy credit and call you. Yes. Moreover, free credit is no more very important now because there is WhatsApp call, which is almost free. Almost free. So, the person can always schedule. Not that because the person Airtel gave free credit, the person wants to waste it on you. You see, so track your time. When you track your time, you will now identify certain patterns. I think this is what is killing my time every day. You have identified it. You find a way to tackle it. Okay? Okay? All right. Time tracking. That is time tracking. Number 12 is time boxing. Time boxing is another technique similar to time blocking, time boxing. These are techniques developed by different people, but this one is similar to the blocking. This one says you should allocate a fixed amount of time to tasks and commit to completing them within that time frame. That's very similar to the blocking, right? So this one, this task is for 3 hours. You do it for 3 hours. This task is for 2 hours. You do it for 2 hours. This task is going to be for 4 hours. You do it for 4 hours. This call, I cannot spend more than 5 minutes on this call. You see, when you begin to have the right friends who are also, who understand time management, you find out that your life will be better and you will not be you will not be offending people. Actually, most of the people you are offending are the wrong people. Who, if you continue on this your journey to success, you might soon need to change them. Yes, because you cannot go up with the wrong friends. Yes, if your friends are not ready to learn with you, then they are not ready to grow with you. Right? Zero-based calendar is number 13, right? Zero-based calendar. How many did I promise to give you? 14 or 15? Okay, let's